All right, folks. It is 5 o'clock p.m. and it is happy hour Q&A. And once again, it's me. It's that VINCE. How y'all folks doing today? Sorry about that. I was having a little trouble. I forgot to turn on the router or anything like that, so it was messing up for a bit. But no worries. Hey, Pugman, I got that thing taken care of for you here. So, yeah, you're going to get what was taken care of. Sorry about that whole situation, but I got you taken care of on that. So, still the same thing. We will review maybe one video or so. As far as that's concerned, I do remember the old Genova microwaving those eggs. So I may end up actually doing that, but hey, Lamar, Scatman. Of course, we got Pug in here, $50. But everything's pretty much the same, except it is happy hour, so we gotta have a little bit of beer, you know. And this here is sponsored by, well, not sponsored, but yeah, from the great Thomas Creek Brewery. Just 2 miles up the road from me, where I can get nice fresh beer. I usually heal up pretty fast after the gym. As long as I take some arginine, I'm going to be fine on that. And of course, we got you can't have beer without a mug. I see people drinking out of a can. And I also see people, they're drinking out of some sort of coffee cup or so forth. You got to use a real beer mug, you know. If you're going to drink beer, drink it the cosmopolitan way, you know. Now, the one thing about the Thomas Creek Red Ale is it has a high amount of foam in it, so you got to get that to settle in a little bit. So, oh yes, 2 miles up the road. They also got wings there as well. They ship all over the country. They're actually a major beer supplier. So, yep, good local beer. They also have a pretty good German Pilsner too, you know. Of course, this is the Vince Goodrum show. I have to, if I'm gonna have beer, and I rarely have beer. Usually, I have cognac or brandy. I'm gonna have the best beer that's out there. And folks, it ain't Dos Equis. You know, leave the Dos Equis alone.
Would you drink Tesla Cyber beer?
Bugman with a $60 donation. I have never heard of that beer actually before. Now I'll just be honest with you. I've never heard of that beer actually. Let me look it up and see. Give me just a minute. Tesla Cyber beer. Now I did have some beer that was formulated from you remember when Obama had his beer, he was brewing his beer at the White House and everything, honey ale. I tried some of that, someone that made a recipe. And it was pretty good. So let's see what we got here. Tesla is... Let me get that all for everyone. Sorry, the screen's messing up a little bit, so I've went ahead and got everything adjusted, unfortunately. I'll take care of it just in a minute. Let's see, Cyber Beer. Very interesting. It depends on how expensive it is. I mean, it really does depend how expensive it is. But again, thanks for the donation. You'll have to excuse me for a moment. I'm having a couple of. I made some changes to. I made some changes to the webcam, and it's affecting how everything is showing up on the screen. So, just bear with me, folks. It's also giving poor readings, as well. 150 for 2 bottles? Well, that's a big no there, Pugman, on that. There, that's for sure. I'm not drinking that. Heck no. Hey, folks, is the stream going okay? Is it messing up for you guys or anything? I just keep getting these alerts from YouTube for some odd reason. It's just kind of weird. It's just cutting in and out for some odd reason. Okay. Yeah, it looks like it's a configuration issue. I'll reset the camera after the show because it's also affecting what it's actually also doing. Pugman is it's also messing up my the way I do YouTube as well when I do a React video. Let me give you a demonstration. Let's do this here. And I'll show you exactly what it's doing. All right, go with a $66 donation. Let me see if it shows up right on the screen this time. Nope. It is still doing that thing. Hang tight, folks. Oh, boy. Yeah. Cyber Beer, Cyberstein Limited Set. Yeah, that's $150. That's a pretty cool bottle, though. That I can tell you. But $150 for a beer, you know, I could see it for a fine cognac, but not for a beer. I think the collector element would be for the. Yeah, I know I'm having some screen issues, so give me just a minute. I actually just need to reset everything. Hang tight, folks. That's what I'm going to do. The screen's going to blank out for a little bit. All right, so just hang tight. All right. It really just started messing up on me. But the story of my life, folks. But I'm actually still here, folks. Just hang tight. The problem is
the actual window itself, and I gotta figure out how to
close it up. So
give me just a minute.
Yeah, when I say
it's bad, it's bad.
I'll fix it later.
On. I hope.
But this is pretty much where we're at right now, folks. Oh boy. It is a global mess. What I was actually doing there, Pugman and everyone, I was actually...
But this is pretty much where we're at right now, folks.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
It's not a zooming issue. It's
just a global mess. What I was actually doing there, Pugman and everyone,
see,
this here is the green screen. So I was testing it out. So in order to use the green screen, folks, you gotta square everything in. But it'll be fixed before the next live stream. Trust me. It's what's also given me these configuration errors. I was still asleep when you were running that stream, Lamar. Sorry I missed it. Let me try doing the Tesla beer again. Hold on. Let me see if it works this time. Alright, so we got something here. Alright. Still needs a lot of work, but, you know, we'll definitely get it. See, even the alert box is messed up. That should be right here. And we'll just enlarge that. All right. Believe it or not, at one point away from running 2 miles in... Oh, that's a pretty good time at 270. No, they're mounted on the side of the wall now, so, but no, they can't take those back. But now my beer has at least settled, so I'm gonna have myself a mini cigaretto because I need it after the day. Today's been not been pretty good, folks. That I can tell you. All right, let's see. Say the sound is accurate. Okay, I know what that is.
That should take care of it. Well, I reset the camera, so the microphone came back on it. So. Ah, that is good stuff. Remember, folks, Thomas Creek Brewery. If you can find it, get it. But it should be in your. It should be stocked in your local grocery store. Oh, Pugman, I love the mug. I mean, it looks awesome. Uh, but you know the content. It's just the content. You know, 2 bottles for $150 is a great deal. So I think the selling point for it is not so much the beer itself, but actually the bottles. Just the bottle itself. That as well as the name. So you could definitely consider that a name brand type thing. But I wonder where the beer actually comes from, Pugman. I would be hard pressed to see what brewery does it. It reminds me sort of that $1 million Wu Tang album, the one to where it can't be played for you can't play it for at least 100 years. But you know what? There's value is still in the eye of the beholder. Do you know that Macy's sells soul soul certified collard greens, and they sell a bag of them for like $45? You know, yeah, it's all in the eye of the beholder. But folks, out there in the comments and chat, tell me what you guys are drinking and what are you smoking. Just cutting off the phone. You know, this is my first one of today, actually. This is what I generally smoke, folks, is one of these little tiny ones. You can't be slugging down big cigars every day. Delirium Trenins. I don't know what that is. I do want to look up and see what kind of beer is it. Hell's Law. Oh. Well, at least it's using a good type of beer, even though it's expensive. They're definitely using a pretty good beer, at least. That's a very spicy beer. But folks, I'm going to test something out here real quick. Give me just a minute. All right. So folks, can you guys see that fine by any chance? Yeah. All right. All right. Okay, just making sure. Yeah, I was cleaning up the image there, Pugman, and making sure all the alerts were correct. You know, as with any live stream, sometimes you got to do it on the fly. But the green screen effect that I was planning to do, I can't do it with this webcam. The only time this green screen actually works is if I'm filming with my camera because I can zoom in, but I can't do anything with the webcam. It it doesn't zoom in or anything. Or at least on this piece of software. So I got to get that fixed. That's not big enough. I still need to make some adjustments there, Lamar. And I need this. The biggest thing is I need to set it up to where it doesn't mess up my main screen when I do the live streams. But that's what I was meaning by the stuff I was doing for the past couple of days. I was just getting the green screen effect going. But once it gets going, it's gonna be. The biggest thing is I'm going to be doing a lot of business videos, and I'm sure nobody wants to look at the lines of my mobile home. So, so most of my filming will be done from right now, at least for my business videos from my cell phone. They say that there's a way you can actually take your cell phone and use it as a webcam. So I may end up doing that as well. If that's the case, then my videos are going to come out really clean. Because this is $1,000 phone, so it better do something, you know. But it's just one of the things I'm working on as far as the channel's concerned. But what I'm going to end up doing, this also is for, you notice that Sunday Hangover show that I'm doing now. Some of those are going to be live streams from different places. I'm going to film from different places and stuff, and do something similar to Big Lenny does, except it's going to be clear. I've told Big Lenny about his camera quality. I'm not sure what's causing that thing to pixelate, but it looks like he needs to get it fixed or so. We out to collab. Yep. Joel, where you been, man? I haven't seen any blocks from YouTube lately. They've been kind of nice. I mean, I would loan Lenny one of my older phones that I actually have. I mean, I worked at Verizon. I can get him another phone. But I mean, it's more than just the phone itself. It's whatever service that he has, Lamar. His, I'm not sure what his phone service is, but it's not moving fast enough. I don't think he'll actually do that. One thing's for sure, YouTube is giving me all sorts of weird errors. Well, if he's using Wi-Fi, then that's probably the issue itself. You don't want to use Wi-Fi to do any live streaming. The reason being is because it takes longer for that signal to reach. So what's happening is Lenny is going to have latency. And even if you're connecting Wi-Fi to a cable connection, it's going to it's gonna drag and pixelate. I mean, technically, I'm using a giant cell phone, but I've been in the phone business so long, I know how to configure things to make it work, and I can change the channel, in other words. But you got to be in the phone business in order to do stuff like that. So, I mean, I'm pretty pleased because I'm doing things with cellular service that normally it's not supposed to. You've been getting the house done? Well, me too, actually. I need a new couch. My couch that I have is pretty much had it. I've broken too many guys' backs on the couch, so I'm gonna need a new couch, folks. I'm thinking about getting a leather couch this time instead of microfiber. Because the reason why I'm wanting to do that is because it'll be a lot cooler during the summertime. It's also easier to take care of as well. Leather products are always going to be, they're not only easier to take care of, but they're more environmentally friendly. I mean, it's true, Lamar. I've also had a lot of crazy parties over. I don't have them anymore now at this point in time, but still, I've had the couch for about 7 years. It was the first thing I bought when I got back to Greenville, and I used to throw some pretty wild parties, because this was my early 40s. At this point in time, being 46, no, I'm not doing that type of stuff anymore, but nonetheless, the couch has had it. It said, "No more dudes, Vince. No more dudes. We've been bottoming for you for 7 years. We can't do it no more." I mean, literally, the springs are actually showing on it. So if you pull up the seat cushions, it dips. No, no nut stains, Lamar. One thing I always do with any furniture, whenever I get it, I spray on that guard protection spray, and I put a whole bunch of coats on it there, Lamar. So nothing can ever stain. If something gets stained, I can wipe it off pretty easy. You know. Whether it's pussy juice, jizz, or whatever, it can be wiped off. But usually what I do, Lamar, I try not to do much stuff on the couch. I usually try to take it back to the bedroom, you know what I mean? Because it's just a lot easier to wash the sheets. The sheets are a lot more cosmopolitan. If you're doing it on the floor, I mean, you're a goddamn animal. And if you're doing it on the couch, you're halfway between an animal and cosmopolitan. Always take your mate back to the bedroom. It's the cosmopolitan type thing. The living room should be for living. The kitchen is for cooking, and the bedroom is for fucking. Period. Non-negotiable. Oh, I spray like a fire hose. But of course, I'm not doing much nowadays. Like I said, being 46, it's just one of my big focuses in life at this point. You know, it just isn't. You know, I'm trying to essentially put. I'm trying to do other things. Oh boy, boy. So other than that, folks, if you guys have been watching the news and stuff, you know, it's kind of fun. You know, now that Israel and Palestine are fighting or at war, have you guys noticed that nobody all of a sudden is talking about Ukraine and Russia being at war? Well, quick pump, I changed oh, by the way, first off, I'm glad you're doing all right. I changed the name of the live stream to Happy Hour with, of course, a nice cold beer. Because I didn't have any European people. I mean, they said they would be, you know, some of the people from Europe got upset that I was streaming so late that they couldn't see the show. So I started streaming at 5 o'clock p.m., but none of them came back or anything. So, I mean, how can I have a European show if I don't have anyone from Europe showing up and seeing it? So, it's going to be called Happy Hour from now on. Still at the same time so they can see it, but they don't get the pleasure of that nice little British flag, you know. I'm kind of upset about that too. Yeah, Lamar. I mean, I'm kind of upset at it because they're the ones that hounded me over having a show that happens at their time of day. Ah, yeah, good stuff. But they hounded me over doing the show event, and well, they don't practice what they preach. Yeah, Europeans are all talk but no bite. I mean, some of them are pretty cool there. Don't get me wrong, you know. But I get kind of upset that, you know, they should have supported the channel more. And they didn't. That doesn't mean donations. Just at least show up for if I am doing a show, you know. Show that, like, hey, I'm from Europe and I want to go and check out your show, you know. So, speaking of which, you got edibles? OG, what's up? Did you bring enough for everybody around? I'm just curious. Or are you just going to try to keep all the shit to yourself, you know? Well, I mean, I learned my lesson, so I mean, I can't do nothing about it. I really can't, you know. I would like to, but yeah, well. I mean, it's their loss anyway. I like happy hour a lot better anyway, so to be honest with you. But as of course with the show itself, you know, of course we're gonna launch into, you know, just a nice little video viewing. So let's go ahead and get that all checked out. As soon as I get this fixed, there we go. So this here is Greg Doucette's video. Thoughts on Danny's verse? That thing was a mess, Matt. And I should make a follow-up video, but I already told Bravo that they were going to fight hell or high water. You know, I had already told them that, so let's check out and see Greg Doucette's loudmouth. Actually, better yet, fuck that. Well, let's do some mints. I really don't want to watch that. So I guess you guys can see what I've been watching, so. You know, I always try to get ideas from the show by watching certain things. I was up there watching a bunch of Training Day, and I was watching a bunch of Training Day stuff, but, you know, it's important for any of my shows, I gotta get good material. Oh, sled training that's the best kind of training out there. You know, that really gets your cardio in. Lamar, I can't think of a better trainer than you, so as far as training's concerned. So just keep doing what you're doing, you know. If you keep doing what you're doing, you're fine. You've been an athlete, you've trained it, you've played football, so you know what needs to be done. So instead of Greg Doucette, let's watch a classic Genova video. I think that would be a lot better. We're going to at least get one video in, right? But keep doing what you're doing there, Lamar.
I have Kirkland real eggs, egg beaters right now. Here we go. Take that. Show them what I eat. I'm going to put this in the microwave for 3.5 minutes so it gets cooked in the microwave. Because I eat everything I do is either cooked or microwave.
You should also notice that the streams are going to play a lot clearer because that's part of doing the corrections on the screen itself, just squaring everything off to minimize stuff.
Okay, but this is going to be microwave. It's going to go in. We're gonna oh boy.
Yeah, you don't want it to splatter, so gotta cover it.
Yep, don't want it to splatter. It's gonna cook for 3 minutes. And then I'm about to show my protein shake. So everybody knows I'm eating quality meal.
Well, we've seen the pictures on Facebook, but now we're actually gonna...
You're gonna see it in real life here. As you can see, I eat pretty healthy. No garbage food in there.
What's the name of your dog?
The name of the roommate's dog is Bella.
Bella?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you guys want to know, one other thing I did fix also was the cleanliness of the streaming. So the streaming should be better for doing these videos because it's in a lot shorter circumference.
Bella, are you a hater?
No, she's not a hater.
Are you a hater?
She's a lover.
You're not a Genova hater, are you?
No, she's not a Genova hater.
All right.
I'm doing this protein now. I'm about to put two cups of 2 little spoons of protein. And then whey protein, and then I'm about to take my P6 by Cellucor.
What is P6?
It's a testosterone booster, all natural.
Okay.
I take that with my well.
Gold with a $77 donation. Let's take a look here and see what we got. All right. ACL injury or patella.
What's going on here? Well, the ACL actually controls front to back motion of the tibia bone. You're going to see it slide forward, likely an ACL. What's going on here? Well, the ACL actually controls front to back motion of the tibia bone. You're going to see it slide forward, likely an ACL.
Ooh!
What's going on here? Well, the ACL actually...
Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Gold, man. Definitely appreciate the donation. That is definitely... You know, she shouldn't even be doing that exercise to begin with. I don't know why. And this is what... Remember what I was telling you about these exotic exercises? This is a clear example of one of those things that I've told people just not to do. Don't do so many exotic exercises, folks. I mean, because you're going to only get yourself in a ton of trouble. And that's the whole thing. When people ask me about a specific exercise, saying if it's good or anything, I said if it works the body part, that's perfectly fine. But don't do something so exotic that puts you... There's certain exercises that do train the muscle, but it puts you a lot more risk at injury. And that's definitely one of them. But hang tight, I got something at the door. I'll be right back. Even my screens are doing this. What the... There. Jeez. You know, folks, I'll tell you this here. In getting things fixed for the stream, you know, you sometimes end up with things like that, so... All right, let's keep it going. Yeah, somebody was at my door. I'm like, I don't want anything. It wasn't a Jehovah's Witness or anything. I've seen that machine before, Bobby. It's one. You'll find that in a couple of CrossFit gyms. But I mean, it's a very, like I said, it works the muscle, but it's a very unsafe exercise. Now she has a very expensive ACL situation that she now has to go take care of, unfortunately. Dale must be asking for handouts. He's traded in. Well, you can't trade in food stamps, Dragon. They're all on a card nowadays. JMC, what's up, man? Just a streaming. We're going to check out some classic Genova stuff, and then we'll get back to the Q&A. Just need just a break into the things. I was going to play Greg Doucette's video, but I'm like, man, screw that. I don't want to, it's 5 p.m. I want to enjoy my beer. I don't want to listen to that high-pitched voice.
Now, what we're having right now, this is meal number what of the day? 2, 8?
This is meal 1.
Meal 1.
Yeah.
Matt, I can't really answer that because I don't train for... I train to build strength and to maintain muscle. I don't care about all that fancy stuff.
Okay.
So I'm going to be cooking more. I got to do broccoli, and then I got to do some oatmeal. So bear with me. We're going to have to do this over and over until it's done the whole meal.
Well, let's take a little break and we'll come back when Gordon Ramsay's meal is all prepared. We'll be back. All right, here's the finished product. 3 minutes later.
About to eat eggs right now.
You watch the Food Network a lot too, is that correct?
Yeah, I like to cook, but I like to make it simple. Like, usually microwave is good, but this is what I'm going to eat now, my eggs.
Do you have any culinary inspirations that you like in particular?
My favorite chef is Bobby Flay.
What's his name?
Bobby Flay.
Okay.
And I also like Iron Chef American.
No, I haven't got the antenna. I got another antenna, but not the major one or anything. The issue actually, Dragon, wasn't the antenna itself. Well, it was the antenna. I needed to get that, but it was just adjusting the router a little bit more. That's a benefit of the router itself, is that I can adjust the aggregation of it, and I can select certain. You see, when it comes to cell phone channels, Dragon, most people think there's only one cell phone signal. There's about 20 different ones, and you can take them all together and aggregate them, and then you can remove the really bad ones in order to get faster service. The ones that I removed were meant to increase my upload speed, which was the issue. But I do have another antenna that is installed, but not the big one. But that was part of me also playing with fixing up the camera a little bit as well. But good question.
Those are fun to watch, like on the weekends, when there's nothing to do at night.
Now,
aggregate means to combine all the cell phone signals together.
Now, do you always prepare the eggs like that? Do you ever poach them sunny side up?
I do all different types of ways, but I made it simple just to show you what I eat when I'm on the go,
Got it.
These are egg whites, and they're pretty healthy.
Is there a fire extinguisher in here in case of a accidental kitchen fire? I don't see one.
I'm going to have broccoli next. I'm going to show you steps of the meals I'm having, so you know. This is the way I eat it. Now you guys can believe me that I'm on a diet. I'm following it to the T. I'm not playing around. And I have obstacles like Lou Ferrigno. Lou Ferrigno was deaf and he had speech problems and he was a lip reader, sort of dyslexic. People used to make fun of him until he really, he's an inspiration. I would like to be like that guy. Not as big as him.
Now you keep posting pictures of broccoli and tuna on Facebook. How come you never posted a picture of this beautiful dish?
Because this dish I was saving for today.
I get it.
Yeah.
Sort of pull the rabbit out of the hat.
And I'm about to, right now I'm about to, what I eat for breakfast, oatmeal.
Genova, there would be no way that Genova would have been able to join the military. And that's because of his health conditions.
Right now, clean out this whole plate. I have nothing else to cook.
You need a maid, dude.
I need a maid, but I'm just going to show you what I'm going to be eating next. I'm going to be eating some oatmeal. I don't have any other silverware utensils because, you know, I'm trying to get settled here. Now I'm going to cut that and we'll be right back. My oatmeal, my Quaker oatmeal, and I'm about to let you know, this is my place, Josh Fox. I don't live with my mommy or daddy anymore. I'm on my own. I pay my own bills and do my own shit. And I'm about to show you, I'm about to have my oatmeal this morning for breakfast. Quaker oatmeal regular. Pretty good. And I'm going to show you it right now.
Yes, Scatman.
Get some carbs in there. And we're going to do that right now, eat that meal. And then, you can't question me, people, that I'm not eating some carbs, because I am eating some carbs. I'm eating oatmeal for breakfast. And oatmeal is a balanced, complex carb, so,
Well, people saw the pictures you were posting and
Well,
assumed
no.
those were the only meals you were eating.
well, you don't see every meal I'm eating, because I don't post every meal. I don't want to post every meal all damn day. It's a lot of work, you know? It's a lot of work posting 8 or 10 meals a day. You know, I mean, I want to relax and do my own shit, and I don't want to, you know, always post the shit, but I gave you a basic rundown of what I eat, a basic rundown. I mean, I add carbs to my diet, but I'm not always going to show that. You know, so the oatmeal's being prepared right now, and like I said, this is P6 right here by Cellucor, testosterone boosting, hyperphatic agent, elevates free testosterone, blocks estrogen and DHT conservation, increases strength and lean mass, and stimulates healthy libido, enhances athletic performance.
That's a sex drive.
That's the
Libido,
sex drive.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a sex drive.
That's always a good thing.
Yeah, it's always a good thing. Right now that the oatmeal's cooking, and then I'm going to do some broccoli with it, and then we're going to do that and get the Leaf Rigno autograph out and all the bodybuilders who helped me, and then call it a day. I'm about to wait for this oatmeal to be done.
Nah, Fox is a dork. Definitely is a nerd, that's for sure.
Bear with me.
And then we're going to go to the gym too. Don't forget that. We got to
And
do
then
chest
we're
and
gonna
tries.
We're going to do chest and tries today, so look forward to doing that. And I'm going to, you know, show you people what I'm made of. And that's it. Water.
See, now, remember what I was saying before about how we need a fire extinguisher? The oatmeal is burning and the kitchen is full of smoke.
All right. It's no big deal. Do it again. Oh!
Oh boy.
Oh boy. That's not good. She's gonna get mad. How do you put the fan on?
The Spaniard forgot to put water in the oatmeal.
Oh, we'll do it again.
Let me see it.
Don't do that.
No, that's great. You should eat it like that.
No. It's no big deal. It's no big deal.
We're going to try once again to make a bowl of oatmeal here. Let's see.
Yeah. Sorry.
That's all right.
Amazing how someone can burn oatmeal. Can you imagine that? I mean, you literally burn oatmeal.
Got to have my oatmeal now. Just a little mess up. I was talking, so I was kind of nervous. Alright, my oatmeal's being made right now. This is gonna be good.
And don't forget the H2O this time.
H2O, but I'll go for you. You won't forget that. This time it's not a mess. We fixed the problem.
Yes, it was indeed darker.
No big deal. I'll be in the room. Let's get it done. Now, we're going to do some oatmeal now.
Now,
To the microwave.
while that's cooking, why don't you show me what this is right here.
This way. Here's my trophy back in when I did the Boca Raton show where I got 3rd place. Here's my trophy. If all you people are questioning me that I never won a contest, actually I had done very well. So there's my trophy, the bodybuilder. He looks kind of like...
It's kind of like you.
Yeah, sort of a way. That's a piece
All right, now there's a nice unburned bowl of oatmeal. Just the way it should look. Smells good.
It's fresh. Fresh off the pot. This is what I eat for breakfast at Champion. Sounds good. Nice. Carbs. Yeah, something to drink. Some water. Kind of like...
I think you should rewire that water dispenser so that Grey Goose comes out of it.
Yeah, Grey Goose.
You know what Grey Goose is,
Yeah.
right? What's Grey Goose?
Like vodka.
There you go.
That is just disgusting.
Let's show me eating this whole thing.
Cornish hen style. No, it's eat it slowly, man. I'll let you.
Once again, another great episode from Janoi. Yes, indeed. Where are you getting this from? Al Jolston about the sing, it's Mammy, not Mary. Well, Al introduced a lot of white people to black music, so, yeah. But still, you know, he still is infamous in history, and, you know, that's the way it is sometimes, folks. That's nice. Knock it off with the jokes. Where is that from? 58. Yeah, Lamar, are you streaming tonight? Let us know in the comments below. Meantime, I need to check this stream itself. Make sure everything's working fine. Cultural appropriation is probably the dumbest thing ever. I mean, it's just ridiculous. I mean, there's no telling whose culture belongs to who. Yeah, the video's playing somewhat right, but yeah, well. I'll probably, when I go out tonight, I'm probably am going to wear a turtleneck because it's pretty cold right now. But cultural appropriation, that's just black people just finding excuses to be mad at white folks. That's all that really is as far as cultural appropriation. I mean, what? I mean, if that was the entire case, I wouldn't be wearing pants. I wouldn't be wearing a shirt. You know. Where does it all end anyway? The problem is that too many people have stuff to complain about. They just want to complain about everything, you know? And when I say complain, I mean literally complain about everything. They have nothing better. They have literally nothing better to do than to complain. And the biggest thing is they want you, they yell and scream and they want you to listen to them.
My first sight of a muscular.
They want you to listen to them. They want you to, these liberals want you to do what they say or else. It's not a matter of education. The cultural appropriation doesn't mean anything, OG. It's not even the point of it. It's just an excuse to be mad at white folks. That's all it is. That's all. That's really all it's ever gonna be, you know. It's always like I say in life. You can make as much money as you want in life. You know, you can make as much money as you want. And people really don't believe when I tell people that, they don't believe me. But it's true. What's stopping you from making a whole bunch of money? What's happening is you're stopping yourself. And when you stop yourself, you make excuses. That doesn't just go for black folks. You got white people running around saying black folks are getting all these scholarships and stuff. I'm sorry, folks, but everyone's got it hard out there, And I'm not going to go and get mad at the white man or anything like that just because, okay, this and that there, That's what I like so much about America. You get what you're really worth there, folks, The stock market, for example, if you invest, it doesn't have no color in it. Operating a business, anyone can open up a business. Anyone can do work, Anyone can make it in this country, In other countries like Africa, there's no freedom. They still got slavery in Africa. And then people go and talk about Cuba where they got free health care. They have no rights over there, They don't. People always complain about rights in America. But that's only because they're ignorant about the entire... They're ignorant about the rest of the world. Most people don't know that in Britain, you actually got to pay just to watch public television. You got to pay for it, You got to pay yearly just to watch public television on your TV. That's why a lot of people in Britain have black and white TVs, because it's a lot less expensive to pay for public TV for a black and white one than a color one. I shit you not. I was talking to one of my friends about a while back there, and they told me I got this black and white TV because, they charge me annually for public TV, Africa is where my ancestors come from, and I'm always respect that, But beyond that, I'm an American, I mean, what's so bad? What's wrong with America? That's another thing. Everybody's mad. All these liberals are mad at America. They want to travel to other countries, and stuff. You got everything you want here in America. Why? I mean, I'll go outside the country. I'm going to go to Mexico and I'm going to go to Canada eventually. But as far as I just don't seem to get, I'm not going to move to these areas whatsoever. I'm going to stay here in America. The things that I do right now, business-wise, I can't do in any other country. You just can't, really. You know, and it took me years to get this figured out. It really did. This isn't something I came up with just yesterday, folks. They're not going to leave. They know how good it is. It's just people complaining just to be mad at someone, much like the cultural appropriation. If you want something in life, you got to work for it. I mean, I'm sorry, you're going to have to work for it. It's all about positions. I can buy a $250,000 house. You know why I bought this one? Because it was only $50,000. I don't need 3 bedrooms, you know. Or 4 bedrooms. If I went and bought a $350,000 house, you know, I wouldn't even be half of the rooms would be empty, you know. I'm not going to need it, you know. The only thing I did was buy what I needed, you know. And when you buy what you need in life, you're perfectly fine. There's people up there that upgrade their phone every single year. I got news for you. This will be the last expensive phone I get. And the only reason why I did get it was because I worked at Verizon, you know. If I didn't work at Verizon, I would have gotten me another one of these. This is a Yuma Digi phone, you know. You know how much this phone is? It's $50. I would have got that instead. I use Facebook Lite on it. It runs fast, you know. Do you need every application on the book? No. This phone has no applications on it except Facebook Lite, and that's it. Everything else I can get through the browser. Why do I need to... I'm not going to watch Netflix. I'm not going to watch anything. I'm going to watch it on my big screen TV. This isn't a bougie phone. I mean, this one's $1,000. This is a Samsung S22. But like I said, before I came to Verizon, I was still using a flip phone. I was using an old flip phone. I kid you not, folks. When I came to Verizon, I was using a flip phone. I had been using the very same flip phone for it was 3G. I had been using that thing for at least 10 years. You know, when I went to my training class and I pulled it out, people were like, I can't believe you're still using that. I'm like, yeah, and I'm going to still continue to fucking use it. You know why? Because I don't need it. I grew up in a time before cell phones. I mean, I had a bag phone. I had a car phone, you know, and stuff. When you get used to not having something, then you're not going to have a dependence on it. I don't need any of these cell phones at all because I grew up living without the cell phones, you know. Computer, on the other hand, I need that to run the business. Fuck you, Ben. I am reading comments. I mean, how am I going to answer to the Al Jolston comments here, you know? And by the way, Scatman, there's no such country as Rhodesia anymore. It's gone. It's gone. Don't forget that, Ben, that this is my goddamn channel. I will put the content up that I wish. It's like the Genova stuff. I mean, I was thinking about putting Greg Doucette up there. No, I'm going to put Genoa up there, you know. I miss having him around, actually. It's a shame how he got under that conservatorship. Well, I mean, I'm getting a new couch. I'm getting some patio furniture and a new kitchen table, but that's about it. And that's only because I've never had a patio set. I never bought one. But, you know, I do need a new kitchen table because that's just as old as the couch. And that's it. That's all I'm going to get. Not going to get anything else. Don't need it. I'm not going to buy something that I don't need. No need to. That's another thing about our society. We seem to have a habit of just buying a bunch of shit, you know. You're never wasting your time speaking to the great one there, Ben. It's never a waste of time, you know. I've been watching a little bit of the playoffs. I would be watching more, but my cousin Nico, he's playing in Japan. He's not playing. He was playing for the Astros, but he decided to finish out. All he had to do was play a couple games in Japan. He's going to get $500,000 for it. So, you got to do what you got to do, and so that's why I kept up with baseball last year, because Nico was playing. My cousin Nico was playing in it, but not really so much this year. Been keeping up on NFL. We no longer have any teams that haven't lost a game, so that all ended Sunday. Am I going to get one of those I'm going to get me a leather sofa. And I prefer the word sofa than couch. Couch is not fancy. Sofa is more graceful. Remember that. No, I would be Staff Officer Black Dragon. Get it right. If you're going to compare me to a Dragon Ball character. Because remember, Staff Officer Black wore a suit. The Great One wears a suit. You understand? Thought I had more beer. Oh well, I'll get some more later. He will. They're going after Jim Harbaugh. Looks like the NCAA is going to go and tear up his asshole. Yeah, I heard about that, JMC. The thing about it is that Showtime was losing money on it, You're going to find that Showtime and all these other, and HBO, they're going to be folding themselves up into a pocket. And part of the reason being is because of competition by places like Netflix and Amazon, which shows pretty much all the movies and stuff. So now that Amazon and Netflix are showing all the movies, what the fuck do you need HBO and Showtime around for, I mean, essentially put, HBO and Showtime are no different than Blockbuster Video, The Great One went to Blockbuster Video. I always loved Blockbuster Video. You go on there Saturday, get yourself like 4 or 5 video cassettes, get me a bunch of movies, because if you got 5, you got a discount, 5 for $20. That's 5 great movies. You get some popcorn, get some Twizzlers and stuff, the Blockbuster that I had in Asheville back in the day, it had a game, had a little arcade machine, one of those Neo Geo arcade machines with like 4 or 5 games. I used to get a game in on that, and then get my 5 video cassettes, get my popcorn and everything like that. It's a start of a good weekend, folks. Just keeping it real and telling it to you like it is. Exactly, Lamar. He was a lot. Staff Officer Black was cool. Actually, he then became General Black, but, that was only for like a half episode before Goku blew his shit up. Oh, boy. Boy, Goku really did fuck up Staff Officer Black. But who hasn't Goku fucked up? But yeah, that's one of the things I miss, going to Blockbuster and just getting videotapes and everything. And then, of course, I can if I had a date or so forth, I could always use that line from American Psycho. I'm like, I'm sorry, I gotta go return some videotapes. I never had a DVD. I mean, whenever I went to Blockbuster, I had cassettes. I didn't have a DVD player until, oh God. I mean, I had a CD-ROM in my computer, but it couldn't play movies. I never got a DVD player until like 2004 or 2005. I was still using video cassettes. My mama still actually has a video cassette player, but she hasn't used it in decades. Well, Lamar, his enemies were a lot easier then. I mean, not only that, you know, a lot of his enemies that he fought, like Vegeta became his ally. Frieza, he never killed him. In fact, Frieza helped him in the end of Dragon Ball Super. Then you got Cell. He didn't kill Cell. His son killed Cell. So, logistically, the last person Goku... Oh, wait a minute. Goku did kill Frieza in Dragon Ball Super, so... But he didn't stay dead for too long, so... There was just less people to kill than in the original Dragon Ball. So in all, I mean, Goku only killed one, and you can't count Radix because he just held them together while Piccolo hit him with the special beam cannon. So, but yeah, Goku killed a lot more people when he was a child, and he's only killed Frieza once, and that's pretty much it. Didn't kill Baby. Can we count Shenron? Not really. Well, you got free Popcorn Dragon if you bought a certain amount of videos. And the one thing I liked about Blockbuster is rather than go and watch, I mean, pretty much the stuff they had on Blockbuster would usually get stuff just a couple of weeks after it came out in the movies. So why go and spend all that money for a movie and popcorn when I can just rent the motherfucker for $3? You know what I'm saying? Spend $3 and I'm all right, you know. I'm all right. But I'll tell you one person, Lamar, that was stacking bodies. Old One Punch Man. He was stacking bodies. I mean, one punch and he just obliterates you. No, if I needed some porn, Bray, I would order that offline. Where did I go to? PixieMediaUSA.com. That's where I got my videotapes. I always like those. I never rented that stuff, Bray, because then you got to go in and go out, you know. I always made sure I got the 6-hour, 4-hour shit, you know. When you have like a 6-hour thing there, Bray, you know, you save money, you know. Well, I bring condoms for what? I'm not having any sex tonight. Yeah, I remember On Demand. That stuff was expensive, Lamar. That Playboy channel and stuff, that stuff was expensive. I don't even want to talk about that. I've been in a bathhouse before, a Turkish bathhouse, but there wasn't no gay stuff going on. I mean, it was mostly straight people, mostly wealthy people went into bathhouses. I mean, but I never went into a gay bathhouse. Yeah, I've been in a porn store before. Domino's, hands down. Now, whenever I was a kid, I did go to Pizza Hut because back in the day they used to have those, burn the roof of your mouth type pizzas. Pizzas was a whole lot better at Pizza Hut back in the day, and they came in those iron skillets and everything. Let me look this up, adult DVDs. I want to see if they still sell these or not. Do they still sell adult DVDs? Good question. Yeah, actually, they still sell them. How about that? No, we're not jerking off neither. I'm gonna head downtown because the teams that are playing tonight, Lamar, are not exactly great. So I'm gonna head out. So top four. That's a good selection. Well, we still sell records as well, but that's a vintage type thing. I mean, there's as long as there's still a customer base, they're still going to be sold. But from what it looks like, all of this stuff is just old. I mean, this is really old right here. The reason being is this website, it's not mobile friendly or anything. But at least they got the running times right. I mean, this one's about 3 hours, so I guess that's okay. So. Do I like bacon on pizza? No, I don't want bacon on my pizza. But yeah, there's still a lot of old websites that sell that stuff, I guess. But cassette players, yeah, they still. I mean, well, here's the thing, Lamar. They sell cassettes, but blank cassettes, they stopped making those many years ago. Much like film, the only thing left is all the supplies that were made originally. I mean, there's still tons and tons of floppies and floppy drives around, but they're just not being produced. It's just that so many were produced over the years. 50 years from now, we're still gonna have them there, Lamar. Yeah, there's countries that still have Sega Master Systems. The reason being there, Lamar, is because they can't afford anything else. A lot of them still have black and white TVs. I mean, and if you go to Cuba or so forth, I mean, look at the cars. They're 50s cars because of that embargo. But you got to ask yourself this question: if you've already got a game system and there's new games coming out, why do you need to buy anything else for? And the thing about it is, in other countries, they have a different mentality as far as to what they want to spend their money on. One thing about other countries, there's a lot less people are in credit card debt as opposed to the U.S. But we're still better than they are. So, well, I mean, a taxi driver is a good speaker, Ben. They got to talk to every different customers. There's going to be a different person in the cab all the time, so they have to be a good speaker. Hell no, I wouldn't move to Boone County. And I hate corn dogs. They used to have those in school, and I tried one, and I almost threw up. I think corn dogs are just the nastiest thing ever. Well, I did the NPC Mountaineer in Boone, North Carolina. So I've been to Boone before. But the place has been taken over by a bunch of fucking granolas. And you know what those guys are. They're a bunch of hippies or liberal hippies with an affiliation of the mountains. If they ever need a condom, they'll use a piece of bark off of a tree. And Boone also is home. And the reason why there's so many is because that's the place where Warren Wilson College is as well. In Warren Wilson College, I mean, they don't have dorms. They have tree houses. I kid you not, folks. They literally have tree houses. So you know it's going to attract the granolas. Druids. Not sure what you're referring to. That's the way that's the way Warren Wilson College is set up. It's set up like that. They got tree houses. I guess it's a cheaper way of living. At least that's what I call them when I saw them. Well, there's different versions of hippies. I mean, a granola is one that is a hippie that hikes and lives out in the mountains and stuff, but they're not rednecks or anything. They're not hillbillies. A granola is basically a liberal hillbilly, would be the best way to describe it. I don't eat hot dogs because they're made of lips and asses. Now, I'll have a nice Polish kielbasa, Those are alright. If I was still in the Army, what rank would I be right now? Well, if I went to officer school 4 years, I'd probably be a lieutenant colonel. But the truth of the matter is, I wouldn't be in. Because when I went in, Lamar, I went in when I was 18. And I definitely would have only done the 23 years. I would not have re-enlisted after 23 years. So I would have been 41 when I got out, and I probably would have been like a lieutenant colonel or colonel. But we'll never know that. But I definitely wouldn't be in the military anymore. And in a viral clip of one of these the woman uses a plastic bag with a... What are you talking about, Scatman? That's the reason no, it isn't. I like my food to be elegant. I mean, if I'm going to spend money on food, I want to get a quality product. Yeah, I suppose. But, if you call someone a granola in Asheville, it'd be the same as calling them a liberal hillbilly. That's around here. I mean, in other places, it could be a dirt bag. Do you think the age of enlistment will be raised soon? I don't think so. Because when you turn 18, it's right after you're leaving high school anyway. So if they raise the enlistment age, they would have less people joining simply because, if they have to wait about a year at least, quick pump, in order to go into the military, by then most would choose going to college instead. I'm sorry I missed the message. You'll need to repeat it. If you were a colonel, then what kind of full bird? Well, no, I'd be a lieutenant colonel. There's lieutenant colonel and then colonel. So the officer ranks go by this in the Army. Second lieutenant, first lieutenant. Then you have captain. Then you have major. Then lieutenant colonel. Then colonel. Then you have brigadier general. Then you have major general. Then lieutenant general. And then you have general. And then if you're George Washington or so forth, then you are general of the Army. 5-star. But that is the rank structure. One gold, first one, second lieutenant, gold bar. First lieutenant, silver bar. Major, gold leaf. Lieutenant colonel, silver leaf. Colonel, wings of an eagle. Brigadier general, 1 star. Major general, 2 stars. Lieutenant general, 3 stars. And finally, general, 4 stars. Y'all didn't think I knew that. But I do. Any thoughts on Clarence Bass? That dude's got a great set of abs. I'm surprised, I'm surprised he's still alive, actually. He's held up pretty well, too. Well, recruiters are not hitting numbers simply because people are not as patriotic as they used to be, JMC. It doesn't have anything to do with lesbians and trans people being in it. It's just people are just not patriotic anymore. They don't love America. But we're getting into a military that's going to be automated, But yeah, that's just it. People are not as patriotic. That's not a liberal thing. It's also even a Republican thing. Whether they're complaining about, milling people, or some Republicans I've actually spoke to saying that they don't want to serve with a bunch of faggots, Go figure. But nowadays we got UAVs and, just like Tesla, they're going to be self-driving tanks and everything like that. So it's not going to really matter. In a couple of years, it'll be fucking Skynet anyway. So that's where we're headed to, JMZ. We're headed towards Skynet. Ain't a damn thing you can do about it. We're not reviewing videos tonight there, Scatman. We're reviewing them tomorrow. Sorry, the questions came in a little late. Yeah, it is how good you are at your job, but I mean, you asked me just to take a guess as far as to what rank I would be. I think I'd be a lieutenant colonel. Well, I have a green screen behind me, so I mean, you got to make changes. I mean, I can't have those things hanging on the wall if I'm going to be doing a green screen. Well, JMZ, they still do, actually. Well, JMZ, they're not even enlisting for education benefits anymore. There's a lot of online colleges now to where it's a lot less expensive. So that it's not even really an incentive anymore. Plus, the military has had a history of just kicking people out before, or finding excuses to kick people out before their first enlistment was up. They would use any little reason whatsoever. And that affects it too, JMZ. Or JMC. What do I think the difference between blacks with a straight African background versus blacks with a Caribbean background? I have no clue, Dragon. I mean, they're all niggas, you know. So I mean, here's the thing I could say about that. If someone was born in Africa, or they were born anywhere outside the U.S., they're going to be smaller than us.
Good soap removes old people smell.
Good soap removes old people's smell. All right, gold with a $50 donation. Let's take a look and see what we got here. I'll enlarge it for everyone. Purifying, deodorizing, natural, chemical free. Anti-odor. That might do it. I would prefer someone using using someone with soap with some activated charcoal in it or so forth. Either that or pine tar. Pine tar would really clear up the smell itself. But the truth of the matter is that the smell itself from old folks actually come from, you know, not washing properly. Generally speaking, old folks don't really smell or anything. But a lot of them, they just don't bathe. I mean, especially in the nursing homes there, unfortunately, that they only bathe them like every 2 or 3 days. It's kind of horrible. But again, thanks for the donation. You always take good care of me. But what was I saying? But yes, when it comes to if black folks were not born, if it's a black person that was not born in America, they're generally going to be smaller than we are, because of the, you know, the biggest thing is going to be essential foods and the atmosphere that we grew up in. We're generally speaking, an American black person's always going to be bigger and stronger than, you know, someone from Africa or someone with a Caribbean background. You have to think, in America, we have cows, we have milk and everything like that. These are certain things that weren't really eaten in Africa or the Caribbean. But, you know, especially the Caribbean, most of the time they were eating fish anyway. So those genetics, but it's now pretty much caught up because everyone has equal access to the same food. Clarence has looked old since he was 20. You know who he reminds me of? You want to know who he really reminds me of? He reminds me of buffed up Clarence Bonnicker from RoboCop. Oh boy, when he was in his 50s, he was a dead ringer for him, literally. But KCB, he still got some good abs. I'll give you that. They can't afford to maintain the electronics on the weapon system. Oh yeah, they can. We always have money. What's the longest stretch I've driven in one trip? 12 hours. After 12 hours, I'd be too sleepy. It's because you didn't know about Jamaicans raft trend. Scatman, you're into all sorts of things that I don't even want to touch, you know. So, you do you, my friend. So, major cough kind of inhales tonight. I'm not sure if you're referring to me. I just, oh, you must be talking to Lamar. What do I think about trans men using women's restrooms? They should be using women's restrooms. You know, a trans man is biologically speaking, that's a woman, T. Bray. So if they're using a woman's bathroom, that's perfectly fine with me, because you know when they were born biologically women. So that isn't true now. I just got out in April. It's hard to. Okay. I'm talking to somebody else. I mean, the soap looks pretty good. I'm just a person to where I would probably use, if I wanted to really get rid of an odor, I would use pine tar. One that has pine tar in it instead. What rank I was? I went in as a PFC and left as one, since I was only in for a couple months, Lamar. The reason why went in as a PFC is because I was a cadet major in ROTC. So I was an E3. So you were a specialist there, Lamar? I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Get your thing in, you know? Well, that's the thing about life. I mean, if you want to move ahead in life, I mean, that's what you got to do. I mean, that's the same at Verizon. You have to take some sort of responsibility. If you don't, then don't complain about how much money you get. And don't forget, JMZ, one thing about being an NCO is you ain't got to bunk with every other nasty motherfucker, you know. They'll provide the housing for you. Quick pump, we already addressed that. It's going to remain at 18. Part of the reason old people smell like piss is because the meds are... I think it's just a matter of not washing properly. That, and they're also wearing old clothes too, you know. But I think it's more or less as far as hygiene. Can you fly, Bobby? Well, I mean, Clarence Bass, he does look like him from RoboCop. You know, he does look like Clarence Bonniger. Have I ever tried... I've used Epsom salts, but not bath... I mean... that's helped out with being sore, but I've not used them in quite some time. Dude, I'd never be an E5. When you're anything between E4 to E7, it's a dog walk. Well, Lamar, I wouldn't know. That's But even if I did, I mean, I'm a type of person that does take. I mean, that is a leader that likes. I do like leading others and stuff and educating. I guess I just have that educational background. Yeah, that is true there, Bobby. That's why it's also important that you use cologne. That I use cologne. But yes, when you get older, your body odor does change. But even with that, there, Pug, if you use a really good cologne and you use proper hygiene and everything like that, it's not going to be a bother to others. And that's when you use something like, if I needed a really strong cologne, I would use something like Aramis, Pug. That's why they call it your daddy's cologne, because the stuff kicks ass. That type of stuff will definitely get rid of old folks smell. But I need to live on my own, Lamar. The hell, I'd rather have my own place. Well, KCB, why does he need to change his website for? I mean, his customers are probably still using computers from the 1990s anyway. They're not using phones neither. I mean, most bodybuilders these days don't even know who Clarence Bass is. Oh yeah, there's definitely an old man smell. I mean, when you get older, Scatman, your scent does change. This is why I talk about wearing cologne. That's why I wear cologne, Scatman. I know that I smell worse than I used to. Your body odor changes over the years. Am I going to the Swordfish? No, I'm. Right now, I've had a really bad month. I only go to the Swordfish when I've had a good month in business. And this month has been very slow. Plus, I decided to pay off my student loan. So even though I got savings, when I'm sort of like, Warren Buffett, he buys his breakfast at McDonald's based upon how the market's doing. And I guess I'm somewhat the same way. If I'm having a slow month, then I'm not going to go to the Swordfish. But I will still go out somewhere a little bit more economical, but still classical. I would go to somewhere like Ink and Ivory or Sip Whiskey, the Sip Whiskey Bar. But the most common thing I will do, JMZ, is I'll stay at home and have my nice cognac and my cigar, and I got a tort in the freezer as well. So, but no Swordfish this month actually. Maybe next month if business picks up. What actually happened is, and this was what I was warning on my live stream, is one of my oldest e-commerce store got suspended by Google, so there's no ads running, which means I'm not making any money on it. But I will say I can knock out every person. Don't have that thinking mindset there, Lamar. You want to have a mindset at peace there. You don't want to be in the mood to always go and fight someone. If you want a really strong fragrance for old, what I tell if you're in your 60s or 70s, you should be using Aramis. That's what I'll use when I turn 60. Right now, I'm using Cool Water and Hugo, and that takes care of my odor. But yeah, Pugman's right. I mean, when you get older, you admit more and more, and your body odor does change. Well, Quick Pump, you should be cleaning out your ears. Never leave them dirty. Yeah, Clarence has some great books. You know, getting in shape never goes out of style. I don't want to know what J Masters smells like. Hal's Chop House. Well, it's actually Hall's Chop House there, Pug. But I'll the only time I probably won't go there because, you know, if I'm gonna go there, you know, I'm gonna have to have their steak, and that you know, with that and the meal, that's gonna be about $100. So it's just one of those months. But I'm gonna be fine, Pug. If I do go to Howes, I'll probably, you know, have something light, maybe a nice cordial, or you know, or my usual. I'll do it French style and just have some of their fresh baked bread and some wine or some soup or something. Oh, that reminds me, Pug. Did I tell you what happened yesterday? There's a place I go in West Greenville where they got these excellent empanadas. They're freshly made, and they're only like $2.30 an empanada. I'll get about 3 empanadas. You know, I'll have my coffee in my car, and I would sit out, and I'd have my empanadas. You know, about $6.50. That includes tax. If you pay in cash, it's a discount. You got yourself a great breakfast. Well, I came down there to get my empanadas, and apparently they had to close early, Pugman, because some guy, homeless guy, and, you know, we got a real serious homeless issue in this country, and it looks like it hit here. Some homeless guy, they went into the bathroom, and they shit in the sink, and then stuffed it with paper towels and overflooded the whole bathroom. So they had to close it early. I was so freaking mad. I hope I don't run into that guy. I would beat the shit out of him. I don't know, JMZ. It's probably their new AI technology. I just hope I don't have to pay for remediation, because that'll run me about $400. I mean, I built all my stores to be based around, and I can't really advertise anywhere else because Google has the market share. I don't have any choice. I mean, I had the same issue with my Caliber Gym site, but I got that restored a couple of weeks ago, but that was out for over a month and a half. But let's get some music playing here. So, folks, we got about 7 minutes left. Get your questions in. If you want to put a little money into the donation pot, you certainly can do that. But we're going to get things closed out pretty soon. Take care of some last minute stuff, and then I'm going to head out and try to have an easy night tonight. But I got a lot of stress these days, so at least this month. I just can't wait until it's over. Nah, I proved it in combatives. Okay. But you're not in the military anymore there, Lamar. It's like me. I'm not working as a corrections officer anymore. So over the years, you just got to level down. You can't be at that type of mentality. I mean, you have to be at that mentality because you know, that's just part of your job. But once you leave that arena, you gotta slow your roll there, Lamar. And I'm just telling you that, you know, just as some good advice that I've learned over the years, because if you go into that same type of mood, it's going to get you in trouble. All right, Quick Pump, you take care. Well, KCB, these empanadas were freshly made. You know, if I ordered an empanada, they were made like 20 minutes ago. No, there's no video of the guy shitting in the toilet. But I was so mad. Scatman, it's cool water. I don't use Aramis. I don't have a bottle of that currently. But cool water and Hugo is what I'll use. If I'm in the gym and I need some quick cologne, I'll use Nautilus. But I'm not going to be using Nautilus right now because I usually wear that during the summertime. Nautilus is a summer cologne. Yes, KCB, we certainly can. You know we're going to have to watch a Sean video because someone's going to post it in. You already know that. There's no way around it. Someone sure enough, they're going to put a Sean G video in it. And I'm going to hate that. How long is the midnight run tomorrow? It starts at 8 p.m. and ends at 12, so it's a 4-hour show. Did I get a trophy? Oh, you must be talking to Lamar. No, KCB, I'm not going to put any more of that stuff up. Well, JMC, you can always do the replays. I'm not like Vegan Gains. I always make sure I keep my content up for replay without you having to sign up any membership. You're welcome. So you can always do a replay of any of my shows, and a lot of people do that, you know. For going too hard. Well, just remember, Lamar, and this is going to come natural to you. Just trust me on it. It's going to come natural. Because once you reach that certain age and everything like that, you just everything just calms down. It's supposed to. Don't try to be like Wes Watson and go into full drive, you know. You try to go into life at full drive, that is going to mess you up. You can't go hard forever. I mean, everyone thinks they can. I thought I could when I was in my 20s, but you're going to slow down. So just have fun, but don't try to live everything at full throttle, because it's like someone that's lifting the heaviest weights. I want you to think about Ronnie Coleman. Ronnie Coleman went balls to the walls in lifting. He's now in a wheelchair. Jay Cutler, he didn't. He's not in a wheelchair. That makes all the difference here. I hope everyone takes that advice as well, you know. I mean, I'm not in the wheelchair, but I got no cartilage on any of my elbows or anything. All because I went pretty hard. So I'm not just telling you this just for advice. I'm giving you advice, Lamar, based upon experience. Just because I fucked up doesn't mean that I want you to do the same thing. I don't want anyone messing up. That's a good thing about life. Well, Trump's gonna be Trump, but he's still a billionaire at the end of the day. But folks, that is the end of Happy Hour. Well, technically not the end of Happy Hour. If you're still going to be drinking, I guess it's still going to be Happy Hour. But it is definitely the end of the Happy Hour live stream. I want to thank Gold for donating. You always take good care of me. I want to thank everybody for hanging out and chilling and relaxing to the max. Don't forget to tune in tomorrow to the Midnight Run. We're going to do it up. Get ready for the weekend. Of course, don't forget about the Sunday hangover. I will be in the premiere, in chat, if y'all want to speak with me. The only difference between that is it's a premiere video, but, you can always ask me questions in chat. But again, that's all, folks. And as always, peace and soul. You know something, folks? I guess I'll have to get that fixed up. All right. Now I'm out of here. Later.